Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Iris Kisina. Now I will start talking about my introduction. Firstly, absolute monarchy is ruled by one person, that is usually by king or queen. Secondly, in 17th centuries, the absolute monarchy was created. Thirdly, the king or queen is the only one who can hold onto all power and decision. This is because there has no law, no constitution. Therefore, monarchy is kind of monarch in which the king retains absolute autocratic power and is not limited primarily by written legislature or custom. Fourthly, these monarchies are also hereditary. And lastly, there are still few rulers today that is still using absolute monarchy, such as example Qatar, Serbia, Oman, and Brunei. Therefore, that's all for me. Now, I will pass to the next presenter.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Karul Irfan and my matrix number is 201942188, and I'm going to explain about the absolute monarchy research objective. So, our main objective is to describe about the absolute monarchy, to explain about the absolute monarchy, to tell about the key features in absolute monarchy, advantages and disadvantages of in absolute monarchy, and the example of country that still use the absolute monarchy. Okay, first of all, we must know about the monarchy. Monarchy is a form of the government in which a group that usually a family called the dynasty embodies the country's national identity, and one of its members were called as the monarch that still exercise the role of sovereignty. So, a monarch holds this position until death or abdication. From the research, we get that there are two types of the monarchy, that are absolute monarchy and limited constitutional monarchy. So based on the main objective, absolute monarchy is when the source of all the political authority are in the hand of a supreme ruler or a monarch. Their action is restricted neither by written law nor by the custom. In an absolute monarchy during the early modern period, the monarch held full power over everything. As an example, the absolute power can be seen during medieval Europe and up until the end of the 18th century. As an example, in the 18th century, Louis XIV in France, he proclaimed that I am the state. What he said that he demonstrated his total influence over the society by declaring that he ruled over all the facts of the nation and was the state's highest and the most powerful authority. Moreover, absolute monarchy contains two key features that are hereditary rules and the divine of the right kings. Although there is still some relevant absolute monarchy that still being used as their government. Our research objective also were to learn and identify the absolute monarchy in the country that still practices it. The last objective was also to identify how the monarchs rule to government in the countries such as Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Brunei, and some other countries. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Ifa Hamiza and I would like to continue my part, which is the theoretical framework, which is there I would like to explain the theory and also the definitions of the absolute monarchy. So firstly, I would like to explain is about the political doctrine and practice unlimited centralized authority and absolute sovereignty as vested especially in monarch and dictator. This is the main reasons of under absolute monarchy. For the next is the constitutional power in the hands of supreme ruler. So what is meant by supreme ruler? Supreme ruler is the leader of the country. In Malaysia, I would like to say it was the Agung, the ruler of the country. So next is absolute monarchy existed in various forms in all part of the world, which is mean like before 20s has existed. Before this, people have invented the absolute monarchy and have applied in various forms from all over the world. So the next point is all the organs and officers of governments follow the commands. Follow the command from who? From the supreme ruler of the country. So every country have their own governments. So every government have their own officer and also the organs who work for them. And to work for them, they must follow all the command from the supreme ruler. That is the flow of the government. So the next is, I would like to give an example. I would like to provide the picture of the King Louis XIV of France, which is he was the first person who have invented the absolute monarch. So the divine rights of the king theory and also authority from the god. That was the thing that the King Louis XIV has to bring under absolute monarch. And he also used the quote, which is means "L'état c'est moi," which is mean I am the state, which is he is the ruler of the state. So he is command to follow his flow for the country. So the next is absolute monarchy has originated from early modern Europe, and then nowadays I would like to give the example such as Kim Jong-un, the ruler of North Korea. That country also have follow the absolute monarch. Since you can see, as a supreme ruler, he has the right to rule the country and to give a command for the governments to work for them and to follow their flow. And the next is Sultan Haji Hasanah Bolkiah Muizzaddin wa Daulah. Is from Brunei. So that's the example that I would like to provide here, which is the country that follow absolute monarch in different country. And also you can see the ruler also use the method absolute monarch in controlling their country. That's all for my point. Thank you.
Hi, my name Muhammad Haziq bin Zamri, and I will present research methodology. There are two types of research, which are the basic and the applied. The study was categorized of applied research. It seeks to developing theories about why something happened. This is also known as qualitative research, where it seeks answers to questions by various social settings. The study utilized newspapers as part of primary sources because newspapers give direct information. Lastly, the study also utilized on books and articles for the secondary sources.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Mariam Hamizah binti Muhammad Salihin. My matric number is 2019213554. Okay, today I will explain about pros and cons absolute monarchy. One of the pros of absolute monarch is laws can be passed quickly to adapt to changing circumstances. From absolute monarch, we don't need to go many parts to change our laws. An absolute monarchy can act very quickly during extreme or emergency situation that may occur. There is no need to go through a congressional or parliament body to have decision made. The monarch in this government structure has the final say on what can happen. Next, the pros of the absolute monarch security level are high. An absolute monarchy creates a defensive force that protects their country from harm that is as strong as possible. This is done to protect the family, which also protects the general population at the same time. Many absolute monarchies require able-bodied individuals to serve a minimum amount of time in the military as well, which allows each household to be invested into the welfare of the taking country in the same way. The king or queen in absolute monarch can simply care their country because all of the other only comes from one person. Besides that, an absolute monarchy has low cost. We can see from Malaysia, election it took $1 billion cost to make an election. As we know, if we want to make an election, it involves many parties. The cost to promote the election, to pay people and others. Okay, next we go to the disadvantage or cons of the absolute monarchy. The first cons that we take it serious into the discussion and research is bad leadership can take advantage and cripple it. As we know, Absolute monarch is ruled by by only one person. It also uses autocratic. So from that, but king or queen can lead to their own preference. Next, absolute monarchy also can lead to increase the potential or rebellion society. This is because usually the autocratic will lead to unfair with certain decision. The government can't see or make the decision. Besides that, in most instances, citizens in lower socio-economic class receive fewer privilege receive fewer privilege. The goal of an absolute monarchy is to retain power for as long as possible. Okay, that's all for the pros and cons. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Azhar Syafiq Saadun. My matric card is 2019401102. I will discuss about effect of absolute monarchy. First, creation of strict law immediately. First, increase a level of security and also curb the problem of crime more effectively. This is important to control the people from committing an act that is against the law that has been introduced by the government, and also to punish the perpetrator immediately if the law is violated. This can also be monitored by the government when they increase the level of military or police in oversee the national security. However, creation of strict law immediately can be also restricted the right of the people. This is important to government that use absolute power to strengthen the power of leader that practice absolute monarchy. That's why the people must follow the law that introduced by their leader who have absolute power over their country. Secondly, accelerate the rule of the government. This to solving the problems of the affairs of the people, speed up the government task, and lastly, smooth the administration of the government. This happened to other country that use power of the absolute monarchy because a king or leader does not need to get help from minister in getting advice. It is also a leader or king who does not have to get approval from the legislature. This is because king has a full power in deciding to make a new law or policy, and also all rule and policy can be passed quickly without waiting for a decision from the legislature. This important also this to show that the leader is more power to control the government activity. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Ifmus Takib Azlan. Matric card number 2019-200524. Right now, I'm going to explain about country with absolute monarchy that existed until today. First is Vatican City, known as the Holy See. To start off, the Pope are the one that hold most of the power, where Pope Jorge Mario Bergoglio, known as the Pope Francis, word is law over the nation. He can directly put a law without any consequences as long as it did not violate the belief of the teaching. Second, Vatican City prohibited from having a political party as they are having cardinal under the age of 80 to vote within the church itself. Finally, it runs a canon law system where it is focused on the right and responsibility of believer. Plus, the Pope can change the law by his righteous power. Next is Brunei. First, the Sultan are crowned from the same family, whereas the current Sultan, Sultan Haji Hassan al-Bolkiah Muizzuddin Wadaulah, is from the house of Bolkiah. Next, Brunei run Melayu Islam Beraja or Malay Muslim monarchy concept that value the tradition of Malay culture that has good and benefit element in it. Third, it run English law legal system based on written law and status. Brunei also separate the Islamic court system from other Muslim related such as family matters. Last but not least are Saudi Arabia, where the King Salman Abdul Al Saud and royal family hold majority authorities. They control most of the administration and considerably the most influence in the country itself. Next, they disallow any political party, although there are few party operating without the consent of His Majesty, such as the Ummah Islamic Party and the Union Civil, that could result in breaking the law. Finally, Saudi Arabia run Islamic Sharia law known as the Hudud, where it is based on a Muslim holy book, the Quran, and the teaching and action of the Prophet, the Sunnah in their governance. That's all from me. Thank you.
Finally, the conclusion is the absolute ruler may be either the best or the worst ruler. We all need to expect more research about the ruler. Next, king or queen who use autocratic authority needs to know how to get people into it. Although there is also pros and cons by only following absolute monarchy. Yet, we all need to know how to deal with it and who to deal with. The best ruler will get the country and the government into the best country, but the worst ruler will lead into the worst thing.